There's so many ways that you can think about all these things, and you can find your own vibe in the tunes. That's way. There's a lot of blues singers that they take a blues song and they would completely spin it in their direction with an experience or something that they have, you know. And and sometimes when people are killing it, well, they ain't really killing it. They're killing it because they're doing good. You know, sometimes bad is good, right?
How do you create the tone or timbre? The tone or timbre that you want? How do you develop that over time? What is your thought process?
So you do this, go. There you go. That's it. Can you all do that? Yeah. That's where it starts. You can get really weird with those. You can get weird with hums. It's amazing. Like when I hum, sometimes I feel like I hum some shit that's like ancient. Because it's in your genetics and you don't even know it. If you this whole natural mechanism that you have, obviously we've mixed our genetics up a bunch. So it's very different than it was when we were all little tribes and whatnot. But that's also your first line. Just humming something. Now, if it sounds, don't ever think what you hum is messed up. Listen to what you hum, and you'll find something in that is so deep inside of you that it comes out natural. And that's how you develop what I call the bag. So all those great blues singers, a lot of them had tricks, right? They had calling cards. They had little things that they would do in their singing that separated them all from the pack. One of the big ones was that falsetto that I was talking about, that B.B. King falsetto. I don't know where he got it.
Can you give me an example?
Maybe. Let me think about it after a minute here. I was out pretty late last night. That's pretty hard on the falsetto. You see, singing like a tenor is if you sing a tenor voice, that's considered a put on. That's a song. You are doing something that's probably a little unnatural to your natural singing style in your communication as a male singer. Yeah. So that's pretty wild. But I love singing tenor music, that real high stuff. Even though my natural voice is not really super high. Yeah. I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that. Any questions about singing?
When did you first find out that you had a singing voice?
I first found out when I had a singing voice when my dad told me to shut the hell up. Yeah, he would put on his music, and every morning was instrumental music. He'd listen to like 300 beats per minute Hungarian folk music, just burning. He'd do calisthenics to it. But Saturday and Sunday, Saturday was opera day. Oh my God. But I'd make fun of the opera singers. And if you make fun of the opera singer, you know what? You're going to start learning how to sing. It is really wild. You have no choice but to sing with power and sing opera. And a guy like B.B. King, man, he was like an opera singer. Someone really loves you. Guess who? Guess who? Strong, powerful, real projection. Man, that's a cool tune. I sang that song down here for B.B. King's funeral show. Man, that was wild. It was cool. It was raining all morning, and then it's time for me to come up and sing, and look like they're going to call it. And then boom, the clouds parted. Oh, I love that tune. So, try singing with some power. And it can be a put on, because it's not how you talk, but you could be like, do re mi fa sol la ti do, and you can hold that forever, because you know what that does is you do what's called building compression. You're strengthening this diaphragm, so you have this. You know what a diaphragm is? Yeah, the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is going to be the muscle is going to push the air out, and when you learn to control that, it doesn't take any air to do it at all. I mean, there's a guy here in Memphis. He'll sing for 3.5 hours, just full on, song after song. Maybe takes a 10-minute break here and there to have a drink, out of his whiskey bottle. But if you're using great technique and you don't get wore out by doing it every night, you can do that kind of power. Can you sing? Can you go do?
Do.
Yeah, bigger. Do. Yeah. Yep. Y'all try it out there.
Go do.
Try to hold it. Go do. Good. Now go. As you close your mouth, you'll realize that the focus of that note is coming right through your face, right through your nose. This thing right here, this is your resonator. This is the speaker cabinet. And these little holes right here are the ports, and your mouth is a port. So the volume gets loud when you open the port. Okay? Oh, it's wild, huh? That is singing. But now when you hear music on the radio these days, everybody is in their own little closet. And they're like, "You're really bad, man. I just can't take it anymore. I'm going to leave you. That's what I'm going to do." And so people are singing like that. Well, and then they expect to try to get on stage, and then they just get their ass kicked. They're like, "Holy shit, this band is loud. Oh my God, I can't sing over the people talking." It's like, sound guy's like, "I've got you up all the way. I need more monitors." Like, you got everything we can't give you anymore. And so it's all about power. And so when you sing around it, and the most important thing is to always sing. If you want to be a singer, always sing. You've got your instrument with you wherever you go. Now, here's another thing. I know for a fact, as a band leader, I've hired many folks over the years that they couldn't sing before they got in the band. But they said they would try. And so I taught them how to sing. And first of all, this is what I teach them. It's I don't even have a name for it, but you do this. You go. Y'all try that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you do. Now, if you're starting to feel lightheaded or kind of tired, that can re-energize you. So like maybe your just mechanisms get tired out. Your lungs are tired, you're just getting tired. The oxygen isn't coming into your body and you're not using the oxygen that well. But man, if I do that, I feel great. And okay, so you do that thing. What would you call that? Lip something? I don't know. But so anyways, do that. And then you go. Try that. Yeah. Now, you need to work on that just a little bit every day. 20, 30 seconds a day. Make it part of your walk routine or something that you do. Just because you carry your voice wherever you go. You could be driving and you go. How easy is that? And you keep working on it until you can go up and you can come down. When you can go up and come down, you know that this diaphragm is getting stronger. And when that gets stronger, your whole life gets better. Everything that you do will get better. The singing gets easier, the speaking gets easier, the partying gets easier, everything gets easier. When you're exercising, it's wild. Like if you're into running, I used to run a lot. And I would do that while I was running. And I could almost it's almost like oxygen doping yourself. Like horses do it. Horses dope themselves by certain breathing techniques that pump more. Like it's Kentucky Derby time. These big animals, that's what they're doing. That's it. We're horses. You call it the horse. Always breathe through your nose. Always breathe through your nose when you're singing.
Really?
Yeah. Here's the reason why. The nose hairs catch all the shit. Okay? So if you're in a club and you can look at the stage lights, when I look at the stage lights, sometimes I just see all the particles in the air and I'm like, shit, am I breathing all that crap? When was the last time this place was dusted? That kind of shit. So always breathe through your nose. You'll hear singers on recordings where they go like that in the studio. I think that's kind of a luxury, really. If you're out on the road, anywhere in public, breathe through your nose. Anyways, period. It's better for your allergies too, because if you breathe through your mouth, you're going to dry your throat out, and it dries the vocal cords out. Then you'll lose your falsetto for sure. Okay? So we got the horse. You do the horse. Now what you do is you pick a favorite melody, like Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay? You go, see, I breathe through my mouth. But you can hear that. Now watch when I don't. I'm out of juice. But that's doing that through the whole song. Now what you're doing is Mary had a little lamb, little lamb. Then when you try to sing it, you're singing. It immediately gets you into singing mode. Okay? So how many of you are vocalists or singers, musicians? I know you are, Jimmy. Yeah. All right, man. Think about the lyrics, man. Sell it, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is. You will. You will. You already do. But you sing, but you sound like yourself. Well, singing the blues, man. Have a good one.
How do you choose the octave? Do you choose the octave of the guitar based on your vocals, or do you choose the octave of your vocals?
Okay, so what I just did, I just allowed myself to pick a note. Pick the easiest note that you can, the one that comes naturally. That exercise right there, that'll get you everywhere, okay? All right. Now, some of you folks weren't here in the very beginning when I was talking about how to sing the blues. How you sing the blues is you pick a song that you relate to, the lyrics. A lot of people pick songs because they play guitar or something like that, and they want to just emulate the guitar player. And that's all good, but you have to think about the lyrics, how you sell the song, who's in the song, who are the characters, who are you in the song. You got to play the part, okay? And especially if you're performing, it's theater. It's all part of the deal. So you have to connect with the material. Find a song that you like to sing. Okay, what's your favorite blues song?
There's a lot.
Which one?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, think about it.
Yeah.
Jesse, what's a favorite?
Oh, I don't know. Further on.
Further on up the road. You're gonna miss me. You gonna miss me like I miss you, or no? I can't remember the lyrics. I never sang it. But anyways, further on up the road. Just the title. Think about the title. Jesse, what does the title tell you?
Yeah, it's close. Something about things are going to even out. We're going to get back to where the equilibrium of the universe is.
Oh, now you take that approach to singing a song, and that's really cool. That's where blues can get into the cosmic side of things, where, the deep down in the root.
Someone's going to hurt you like you hurt
Yeah, someone's going to hurt you. It's a karma tune.
Yeah.
It's a karma tune. Like, well, you fucked up. It's a curse. The song's a curse. It's a curse. That's what it is. That's pretty wild. When you think about it. You're cursing somebody. No one could curse somebody out like my mom. Oh man, I tell you what, that was great. She could do it. She'd all be like, he's watching you right now. You're gonna pay for these sins someday. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. And there's a lot of voodoo and different religious practices, that are very apparent in blues songs as well. So that's really wild. That's a great tune. Further on up the road. You do the horse with it. Further on up the road. Then you just sing it and open your mouth, and it'll happen for you. Yeah.
Except it won't sound like Bobby Blue Bland.
Well, no, nobody does. Nobody can come close to that. Nobody can come close to any of the great blues singers because they are unique. They are themselves, and that's what makes them stars, is being unique and having their own way of doing it. You couldn't make it as a blues singer unless you were different from everyone else. Nowadays, all you do is steal a dead man's voice and you become a star. Seems like that's the way the pop industry's going. And it's pretty wild to me. And I'm sure that's probably happened throughout history, in random pop music and whatnot. But yeah, that's the cool thing about the blues. I remember one time I was down in Greenville, Mississippi, and I'm filling in for Sam Myers. Sam Myers is a legendary vocalist and harmonica player from Mississippi. He wrote "Sleeping in the Ground," which was covered by Eric Clapton, and he was Elmore James' drummer. And so here I am in Greenville. I'm filling in for a legend, and we're going on before Bobby Blue Bland. And I tell you what, I was, for one of the first times in my life, I was like, woo, I might be in a little bit over my head here, I was starting to get like, I was starting to lose confidence, which never happens, but you know, when all of a sudden you're in that situation, you know, and you know, they're expecting somebody else. And I go to the band leader and he said, hey, you know, B.B. King is the king of Mississippi. He said, I've heard you sing Sweet 16 before. If we can open the show with the slow blues, you know, and just sing your heart out, and we'll go from there. And man, that was the best piece of advice of all time. You know, there's no hiding behind that. Balls out right there. And when I first met you, baby, you were Sweet 16. Wow.
Can you repeat that? You said the best advice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. So the best advice I ever got from this guy was to sing this song because B.B. King is the king of Mississippi. Yeah. And everybody knows B.B. King. Everybody knows B.B. King's tunes. So he's a star. So this is a situation where, I mean, I can't sing like B.B. King, but I'll sing as great as I can. And that's all I can do. And that's what you have to do every time you sing. Is just to give 150%, because that's what makes the song. You know, especially blues. You know, so many emotions riding in it. If you can imagine, so I sat back and I was thinking about the lyrics, Sweet 16. I tell you, I remember the first time, you know, I was, you know, intimate with a 16-year-old. Fortunately, I was young enough to be intimate with a 16-year-old too at the same time. I wasn't breaking any law, but I thought about the song. And I thought about, you treat me mean, baby, but I keep on loving you just the same. And I remember all the nasty things she would say to me, you know, just like trying out her shit on me, you know. And it was cool, you know, I deserve it, you know. She's trying to fix me up, get me going the right direction, you know, get me how she wanted me to be and all that kind of stuff. If we're going to keep on having that same kind of fun. And I put all that into the song. And that's how you sing. That's how you sing songs. You know, I mean, I could make this a seminar about teaching you how to sing, but I don't know how all you sing, but I can tell you what I think about when I sing. And thinking about what you sing is everything. Oh, what's your favorite blues song?
Well, that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
How long blues?
How Long Blues. Can you sing it?
Probably wouldn't want to try.
Okay. That's cool. I'll check it out. So what you want to do is just get the song in your head, okay? The whole message, the lyrics, all the song, put yourself in the tune, okay? And to a point where you don't have to find the key that they're singing in. You sing it in your key. Blues singers always chose the best key for them to sing a song. Some blues singers chose keys based on emotion of keys too. Different keys have different emotions. There's a reason why pop music is mostly written in key of C. It's because it's just kind of happy-go-lucky. You just take it however you want to take it, you know, and it's very popular that way. But check it out. Listen to a key, and that key is sort of the key to your life, your natural key, how you sing it. So just let that come into you. You sing a song around the house. Do the horse. Yeah, get it loosened up. Get the mechanism, because to sing is like athletic, right? You know, so many, like I see guitar players. They got these weird little things that they look like the hand grips, right? But they're for their fingers, and they do these little things to make their fingers strong. Well, same thing you have to do. You can't sing unless you get it all warmed up and ready to go, and you know, that kind of thing. How about you, Nita? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Yes.
Follow-up question. What keys do you sing for what emotions?
Okay, so I always love if the song is kind of a mysterious song, like it can go different directions in innuendo. I like to put it in G. Yeah, the key of G is the key of love and mystery. And then I think D is a great one when you've lost something. Yeah, that's D minor. Now you go major in D. That's victory. One reason why that happened is that these keys are ancient. These feelings are as old as time. We were singers before we were speakers. We would grunt, growl, moan, groan, and sing to each other as communication. I learned that in my 1 year of college. Anthropology class. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, so I picked different keys for different things too. Key of E is really like, that's good. Like I'm going to put up a fight about all this. If maybe it's a tough pill to swallow song for some listeners, I'll put it in C with the pop key, because the pop key is all groovy and good, and nice. So people will listen to it and they'll get hooked into the feeling and the vibe of the song, and then they'll start listening to the lyrics, and it might change their point of view about something. Yeah. How about you, Nita? What's a song that you like?
I like Hey Now.
Hey Now is that by Big Bill Brunsey?
No, it's Room Full of Blues.
The Room Full of Blues. Can you sing it? Yeah.
My second one favorite is I Smell Trouble.
Oh yeah. I Smell Trouble. So now listen to this. So Bobby Blue Bland's in a room full of women. I Smell Trouble. What do you think is on his mind when he's singing that song?
Sex.
Mm-hmm. The sin of a woman. Yeah. And so that's why all the women are fired up in the audience. Okay, I think if blues fans would stop listening to so much of the guitar focus of the music and get into the songs themselves, they'd have so much more fun. We'd all have so much more fun at the shows because folks would you get creative, you see where the vocalist is going with it. Now, if he's in a different situation, I Smell Trouble. Yeah, way over yonder, way up ahead of me. Okay, well, that could be anything too. That could be like somebody's gonna kill you. So depending on the crowd, depending on the mood, you can even change songs, the way the songs feel from song to song in your set, depending on the feel and the mood of the crowd. A lot of these songs are cautionary tales too, So and the way the verses are written, also, each verse can paint a different side of that title. So, boom, wow, there's so much going on in this shit. No wonder it's lasted for so long. It's still popular. How about you? What's your favorite?
And James at Last.
At last, my love has come along. Man.
You have a lot to say about that one.
Wrapped up in clothing.
Yep.
Oh man, she is so happy. She is so content. I love that tune. I sang that song at a wedding one time. That was fun. It's a very sexy tune. She's very sexy. She's one of the sexiest of all time vocalists, I think. It's all about sex, baby. So yeah, if you can't put the sex on it, you might be missing something sometimes in your shows.
I think that's more for women.
Women love At Last.
Women love sex.
Women love sex, of course.
No. I mean, women love. You can take, like you said, you can take any song
Yeah.
and make it what you want.
Yeah.
Or we're listening to how you're written.
Yeah.
But if take a song
Yeah.
and make it about sex,
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
you have our attention.
Yeah.
Because we all think you're singing to us.
Yeah. Well, that's how I built my career. I started off playing honky tonks in Idaho, you know, and man, there's two things in the club business you got to realize if you want a career. You got to sell liquor and you have to sell sex. Because back then, before online dating, people went, every age group of every kind had a venue that they would go and hang out to meet somebody. And then the band's playing, and I remember and then I would play blues, and man, the audience loved blues. I'm not playing for like, Daisy Dukes and Boots crowds. And I'd play the top 40 country and that kind of stuff, but I learned to sell country music like blues music, And so when I got friends in low places, I could talk about something else in a low place and just get the place fired up,
But I really mean that I think that women more than men listen to your words.
Yes.
We hear your words and
Mm-hmm.
it's either about us, or we want it to be about us, or it's about something that triggers something, and you draw us to you.
It's all about the women.
And it's all about the words and the women.
It's all about the words. It's all about the women. There's like great songs, here's a perfect example of a song, Bobby Womack tune. Soul music goes the same direction as blues, especially Memphis soul, Southern soul. It works in the same feeling. A woman's gotta have it. She's gotta have it. You gotta give it to the woman, and that song is written in so many different facets of the verses. That's speaking about how a woman needs to be loved, okay? Like she needs to be loved in bed, and she needs to be loved at work, and she needs to be loved by her children and everybody in life, because that's what makes things great, and she needs to be able to choose, make choices for herself, make great choices for her family. Yeah, some of these songs are just, and I think just listen to the lyrics, listen to the songs, get into them, and see what's going on, because there's always so much more going on in that style of songwriting, because those songwriters couldn't say what they wanted to say, okay, until rap became legal and acceptable. And then the rappers, they just say what they want to say about anything. And the only time rap goes really to pop is when there's innuendo, it's sexual. It becomes becomes like hip hop. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Do you write your music when you're creating
Mm-hmm.
a song?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing the musical part first or the lyrics?
Lyrics first, because it's called writing. I think that's something that has gotten lost in the whole scheme of things. You have to write. If you're writing a song, you write a song. You have to have a story. So I come up with the story, and I can spin it on so many different levels too. Like, okay, so I was just talking to a guy last night. He's a blues singer. His name's Dylan. He played the Heart Fund benefit last night with me. And he's from Ohio, or Kentucky, actually, just above Tennessee. And I remember driving up that way and seeing a big old shooting range on the side of the road, and the song, and across, it was a huge shooting range, like size of a basketball stadium, and across it was a giant machine gun that said, "Come and take it." And I said, "Come and take it." Oh wow. That's like the Alamo, So like I thought to myself, this is a hot title, because right now, when I wrote that in 2019, I wrote it in 2019. Man, there's so much gun stuff going on in America. It still is, But the press was pushing the guns, And I was like, I came up writing this song called "Come and Take It." Come and take it if you can. If you can take it, woman, I will be your man. Because there was some dude that was up ahead of me with a bumper sticker, and he was all pissed off about Pelosi taking his guns, right? So I started writing that about that. So then, you can shoot my piece, baby. You know how. And so it's an offer to someone to handle your gun for you, and you can take that any way you want to, I sometimes I sell it real sexy, and sometimes I sell it tough depending on where I'm at. It's pretty wild. The blues is a one of the most fascinating songwriting styles and vocal styles around. Yeah. Any questions? Anybody want to learn how to sing something?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to learn how to sing?
Anything. I mean, any blues song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how about the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away. Try that.
Thrill is gone.
Or just hum it. There you go. Yeah, learn to hum it. You guys know the melody, The Thrill is Gone? That's just the first line. If you can get that, if you can hum that, hum it through your nose. And then you got it, Yeah. Okay, anybody who's got a favorite blues song?
I like a song called Send Me to the Electric Chair. You probably never heard it.
Send Me to the Electric Chair.
It's a song about a woman who caught her guy and knifed him with Barlow and murdered him and admitted it and said, do it right now, I don't care. It's a great song.
Wow, Send Me to the Electric Chair.
You know Messiah Lake? You ever heard of Messiah Lake? She's from New Orleans. She sings.
Shadow Lake?
Messiah Lake.
Messiah Lake?
She sings it. It's an old song.
Yeah. Well, then there's songs that just get deep into shit, like that, and like Malaria Blues, and Gonorrhea Blues, the Clap Blues, Unemployment Blues, I'm Gonna Murder My Baby Blues, but some of the murder songs are not necessarily about murder. They're just an aggressive love-making tune sometimes. Like Violent Love, you ever hear that one? That's a good one. That's a Willie Dixon song. I want to make violent love to you by the moon above. I want to make violent love to you. Wow. Yeah. Hey, I gotta record that one.
When you write a song, do you write it with like, okay, now I gotta think about the harmonica?
Yeah. Sometimes if after I start singing the song, okay, I write the lyrics and start singing. Then I'm not gonna figure out how to play this. I'm gonna play the guitar. I'm gonna play some piano. I'm going to play the harmonica. I'm just gonna clap my hands. So many different ways to do it. Yeah. Okay, so for you guys that just joined us, okay. Came up with a title for something. Think about it, it's Kentucky Derby Day, right? Okay, so you breathe through your nose, and then you do like a horse. Okay, when you do that, that's going to make this diaphragm strong right there. It's going to loosen everything up. Okay, and then you start humming. like that. And then you go. You start doing that, and that's an exercise. Okay? Then just sing. Sing every day. Okay? But that'll get the focus of the note where you need it to be. You gotta sing with power. Learn to sing shit loud. Okay? So much of the way people record songs these days, they got headphones on and they whisper into the microphone, and then the band just kicks their ass on the show. So you gotta learn to sing with power, you know. Make fun of us, some opera singers. Learn to sing like B.B. King, you know. One of my favorite B.B. King songs is a song called Guess Who. It's a little tricky to sing, and it'll start opening your ears to the possibilities of what you can do with blues. Go ahead.
Yeah, you had asked favorite blues songs.
Yeah.
It reminds me like singing loud Ray Charles, like Sinner's Prayer, or My Mother Told Me just before she passed away. That one.
Can you sing it?
Don't forget to pray. It's gonna be hard times. Though.
Yeah. Good. Oh. Yeah.
Who knows better than I? That's the name of that song.
Ah, no one knows better than I. Yeah. So yeah, just think about it like, you know, you're singing to the congregation. Think about the back wall. You gotta make sure your voice gets all the way to the back wall. And what's great is if you can have an opportunity to sing in ballrooms. I got the opportunity to sing a lot of ballrooms, college ballrooms when I got started, and that was cool because I could hear the vocals come back. That's a great tune. That's a great song. So like before you sing it, you need to go. Just get it out. And then hum it. Yeah. So then hum the melody. And that'll keep the focus right there. Then you're going to have so much power to sing the song.
Are you pointing here for a reason?
Yeah, that's the tone chamber. Think about when you hum. Now, you want to be able to do that so loud that it's almost as loud as your singing voice. And when you're on a microphone. Otherwise, you know, you won't have all the vocal facility to truly like sing the emotions of blues. Because you can't let the body get in the way of the feeling of you know, the inadequacies of your vocal abilities. Always pick a song you can sing. Always pick a song that you know the lyrics to and you know what they mean and you respond to it on an emotional level. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you sing your kids to sleep?
Yeah, I do. And then my kids ask my wife to sing my songs to them to sleep. And my son's favorite song is Kool-Aid Pickle.
One of my favorite songs that you've done on the Memphis Grease.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
That I tried singing it. It is so hard.
Yeah.
Like, how
Stop!
Yeah.
Baby, can't you see that I can't take it no more? Stop! That's it. You gotta be able to, you know, this music was born out of shouters and gospel singers and people singing in the corners of rooms with no microphones and no electricity and all of that. So it's, if you think about Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, all those famous opera singers, you know, when James Brown gets up to sing with Pavarotti, well, that motherfucker can hang, man. It's a man's world, and that guy can sing it to the world. He sings like a second tenor, and he slices, you know, like Pavarotti. Just cuts right through. But that's all up here in the notes. It's all up here in the notes. Go ahead.
What that though? You're talking about hum it, the tone chamber.
Yeah.
Okay. Related, is that applicable to something like Howlin' Wolf, Moan at Midnight, kind of like that kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Oh, yeah.
Also connected to a yodel somewhere?
I can't yodel. Well, maybe I could. I just never tried. But can you yodel?
Okay.
Yeah. But it's all up there, even in your speaking voice. If you want to be a teacher or anything like that, where you got a public speaking situation, if you just make sure you keep it up here. If you get tired and you let it fall down here like this, and I talk like this is how most people talk. And then it's like it's all over, you know. And so if you try to sing like that, you know, stop, baby, can't you see that I can't take it no more? So like vocalists that use in-ear monitors, they start making a mistake like that. They start singing real easy, and then they mess themselves up. So yeah, it's compression. You have to build compression in your system, and then you release the valve of air up into your throat, and then you sing. Yeah. But yeah, stop. That's the key to it, man. You just, and even singing the real high stuff, you know, it's all about that, because you got to get the air behind it. And here's another thing. If the band can't groove, it's hard to do that shit. If the band has no idea about the song and they don't know what the song is about, you're fucked. That's what makes the great, like you talk about studio bands throughout time, like here in Memphis. Memphis had studio bands. They had a band over at Sam Phillips. They had a band over at Royal High Records, the High Rhythm section. They had the Memphis Boys, had American. They had Booker T and the MGs, and over at Stax. So there's all these bands. The reason why they had the bands is because they could find people that related to the music. The band is playing the song. And blues gets infinitely cooler if everybody knows what the hell they're doing and what they're playing, what they're singing about. And all of a sudden, the shit just sounds real, because it is. Because you feel it, the band feels it, everyone's on the same page, yeah. And that ain't easy to find, like, you know, 5 or 6 highly emotionally developed people to interpret the music. Yeah. So when you have a band, you guys have a band?
Shreddy King.
What?
Shreddy King.
Shreddy King? I like it. So be sure to make sure everybody knows what the song's about, or what your interpretation of the song is about. You know, how y'all feel it. And when y'all feel it like that, man, the audience is going to shoot. Man, they're going to be on you, and they're going to want to buy it. They want to take that home. They want to buy a record, take it home. They're going to go look you up, and then you get your career going. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, how do you keep, when you're singing baritone, how do you keep from conflicting with the guitar? You know, you're in the same range as the guitar.
Uh-huh.
So I purposely try to sing high and have my other guy sing above me, so that, you know, there's something above it. I mean, it's kind of like the classic heavy metal thing, you know, where they sing really high, the guitar's blasting here.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
First of all, I make sure whatever the guitar part isn't screwing up whatever I'm singing.
So you do the singing and then
Yeah.
Do you ever have a guitar on top of you?
No.
Always lower.
Yeah. I mean, everything they're going to be playing is mostly within the first 5 or 6 frets of the guitar. And then I want the bass below that. Put the bass where the bass goes and the guitar where the guitar goes. And you come up with parts. If you listen to Howlin' Wolf and you listen to any of those Muddy Waters, all those cats, all those songs you listen to, all the music out of Stax, there are parts. Parts in the communication. You don't want to have anything screwing up the singing. If it screws up the singing, it's over. When you hear pop music, one thing that if you listen to about pop music, the voices are singing so soft they can't cut through anything. So then you just eliminate any competition. You'll get bass and drums, simple bass, like that kind of thing. Simple beats, maybe some trap hats in between the vocal lines, but nothing screws with the vocals.
The other thing you said you want wanted to come back to something.
Yeah.
We were talking about something before.
Oh, yeah.
Come back-
Baby, I wonder. That's that falsetto thing? Yeah. Now I was up all late last night smoking joints and cigarettes and drinking tequila and soda, and which isn't good for your voice. But I didn't have a show today, and I apologize for all of this being so late.
It's all good.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's all good. We caught that harmonica one and then it came here. Now we can catch both. But,
See, that works out.
When you just did that, the BB King,
Yeah,
Sweet 16,
yeah.
high falsetto with grit, is there a different technique to do that?
Well, the grit's just because I'm dried out. Yeah, I got a call from the Blues Foundation. Say, John, where you at? I was like, well, I'm at home. I'm like, well, you need to be down here. Down where? Yeah, you got a masterclass you're supposed to be doing. So I was supposed to have a surgery last week where they're gonna cut my jaw off right from here. They're gonna stick a dead man's bone on it with a steel plate. Man, that's gonna be crazy. So I'll have some shit to figure out after this. I could write a book on how to like sing after that surgery. Go ahead.
That's my question.
Yeah.
How do you think that will affect the singing? And maybe we think it'll change your style at all?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm a tough guy.
You think you'll sing a little bit like this dead guy sing when he's alive?
That's what I've been thinking about, man. Like, this motherfucker better know how to sing. Let's not be some weirdo. Watch this some killer or something like that. Some face-eating dude or something. I'm sorry. That went really dark fast. I apologize.
I gotta catch a bus. This is me. I'm the guy that called you.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for the reminder about this. And I appreciate it. Yeah, so any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
You're getting sick coming down, something in the throat. What do? Do you hold back at the gig to have techniques, just drink a lot of tea?
Yeah, so what happened to me the other day, I was on tour, and you drive into a town, all of a sudden these allergies just hit me. And it was just terrible. Nasacort and what is it, Zyrtec, and that'll clear you up.
No vocal techniques or changes.
Yeah, then you got to do the, and you know what that does? That shakes everything off your vocal cords. Yeah, and then you just deal with it. You do the best you can, and you can hit it. It just takes a while to get it warmed up and get it cleared out. But basically the best thing to do is just to sing. So like just you breathing, always breathe through your nose if you can when you're singing. For one, it catches all the crap and it doesn't get down in your throat. Because you can get an allergic reaction in your throat that will like inflame your throat, and when that happens, you have less air pipe to shoot the sound out, and then it shrinks your sound down. Ugh. It sucks, man. It ain't easy being a singer. It's probably the toughest gig out there. Also, get the band to turn down. You will sell more records if you hear the vocals. If you can't, like if you go out on the road, like I'll be on the road, and if somebody's just, thinking they're more important than the song, I'll see it in CD sales. And I'll know it on stage. Yeah.
So the biggest thing that bugs me when I go to shows happens all the time. Can't hear the singer.
Yeah. Can't hear the singer, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I think there was a long time where we had a little stretch of kind of like some bad singers in pop music and stuff like that. I think now with all the, what do you call them? The glee clubs and all the music in schools, now there's more singing in high schools and stuff like that. We're starting to see better singers. It's the best thing ever. I tell you what, it makes me feel good, makes me hopeful, that I can turn on pop radio and get into it. Yeah.
When did your voice change?
When did my voice change? I have no idea. I think I've just kind of always sounded like this. Yeah. I mean, even when I was a kid, I didn't really have a high voice, but I could sing the high parts. Yeah. My mom was tone deaf, and I just had to sit next to her in church. And so, I would train whichever other ear was going to somebody that could sing, and then I'd jump on with them. Yeah, and that trained my ear for music for sure. And then somebody noticed that, and then I got I was singing in the choir next to a tone deaf person who was supposed to be an alto but was in the tenors for some reason. And then in high school, I thought, I'm going to join the choir, see what this is all about. I think I'd probably be a junior. I joined the choir. Man, I got stuck next to somebody else that was tone deaf. Oh, fuck. I tell you, that'll teach you how to sing right there. But yeah, you'll be able to find the parts. Sorry for the French. Yeah. Any other questions? Fantastic. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry I was late. Yeah. Get yourself a drink and party. Let's go.